Just gently swing it out. With that hand that you threw with in front left. Just toss it out.
Na hora que você puxar, aqui, ó o dedão aqui, o indicador. Você vai fazer isso, dá uma puxadinha aqui, ó. Não precisa nem ser vão gradual, né? Toda vez que você der uma puxadinha, você dá, ó. Isso é pra quê? Pra ela formar um leque ali embaixo. Isso vai facilitar muito a jogada. Entendeu, galera? Então é isso aí, ó. Vem puxando e vem devagarzinho, vem proporcional. Não precisa puxar de uma vez. Entendeu? A medida. Sempre tá aqui. Vai ser uma coisa prática para você. Depois de um certo tempo, você vai fazer isso instantâneo. Você vai pegar, pegou daqui, jogou aqui, já abre ela aqui no meio. Entendeu? Mas eu vou passar um passo a passo aqui para vocês melhorado, entendeu? Como é que vocês vão colher o chumbo? Assim, ó. Lógico, estou fazendo ele aqui em câmera lenta. Podia fazer bem mais rápido. Com o tempo, com a prática, vocês vão pegando. Entendeu? A proporção da tarrafa é essa aqui, ó. Tá vendo aqui? O peso todo vai ficar na mão aqui, ó. Nessa mão aqui, na principal. Entendeu? E aqui, ó, agora é palma da mão, ó. Palma da mão, galera, não esquece. A mão nunca fecha. Por quê? Com isso você vai arrebentar a malha aqui, ó. Na hora que for jogar, você arrebenta a malha corre. Então... Hadouken!
In thirds, and with my thumb pointing up, I'm going to reach around underneath here, grab the loop, and now I've got the whole net in my hand, and it should be about pocket height. Now I take the net and I divide it into two equal piles, and what I'm going to do is lay it down, and I'm going to, with my thumb pointed up again, this thumb pointed up is an important thing, I'm going to hook the center of the line right over my thumb. And then I'm going to reach down to here, and I'm going to grab with my 2 or 3 fingers here on that, and then I'm going to slide up and pick up the rest of the net in that pile in that hand. So now I've got half the net weights in right hand, half the net in my left hand. I've got this over my thumb, and I've got this piece in my fingers. Now, during the throw, I've got to keep my thumb pointed up, and I've got to keep my little fingers closed so that it keeps the back part of the net towards me. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to throw it like a frisbee in an upward angle like this out into the water, and I should get a perfect cast. So, here we go. So I get a pile on each side about equal size. I pick up the inside one, the one that's closest to me, and I hook it over my thumb. Then I reach down and grab with my little fingers here, and then midway on this section I grab it. Now I hold on with my little fingers and I hold on with my thumb. I keep my thumb pointed up until the net gets all the way out. I let the weight of the net drag it off my thumb. So, out it goes. Thumb up, like so. Divide the net into thirds. Grab it like this. Thumb up again. Divide the weights in half, so I have half on the left, half on the right. Pick up the lead line in the center, hook it over that thumb, grab down here with my little fingers, grab this in the center section, and now I'm ready to throw.
Bring it up to hip height, grab it in that hand, roughly about there, okay? Just roughly. Now split the net in half, first half of the weight on that side, the other half on that side, and you've got your weight strung across the middle like that. You're 3/4 of the way there already. Grab that there and flip it over your shoulder. Now I know that this means that you get wet and you have to be careful of spiky or poisonous fish. Make sure they're not in the net, but the advantage of this technique is that you throw a good loop really easily. Now you gather up all that weight there like that. Okay, you've got half the weight in this side and half in that side. Just gently swing it out.
可高唱欧蕾，何必请求万岁？甩开我的双腿，兄弟插刀两肋。少年欲穿秋，待秋人依旧，还有狮子滚水。欧蕾欧蕾欧蕾。
And then, and then you can do it. 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 And then you can do it 2 chains on the ground. There'll be one at the front and one at the back. I go from the one at the front. So the one at the front, over your shoulder. So you're facing left, facing this way. I grab all of the right hand side that's here. And then this is the tricky part that might confuse you. Just swap it over. So your left hand over here. Then you pick up and it comes.
I usually grab it with about a foot or so section. Again, there's no perfect way, it doesn't really matter, because the more important side is, the more important part of the actual hold is down here at the last one. So loop it over one time, and then I always want to make sure to be a little bit lower than waist level is my preference. Some people do right at waist level, some people do further down. To cast the further you want to cast, the further down you want to hold it. But in general, I always do just barely below waist level. All right, and I mentioned before that I prefer to have this about a foot or so between the horn and my hand on the first coil. And the reason is because I always want the coils of both the rope and the line to never be lower than the actual weights. So if I did have this up to the braid, then this loop would then be really touching the weights, and I don't want that to happen. So now that we again have the proper hold with our backhand, now it's time to actually load the net. So again, I've already ensured that we don't have any coils.
Hand. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to coil in the net itself all the way down to about waist height. Next step is you're going to take about a third of the net, separate it, and then flip it over your wrist where the rest of the net is. Let's show you that again. Very critical part right there. Next, you're going to take part of your lead line and you're going to throw it over the same shoulder as the arm holding the rest of the net. You've got that lead line hanging over your shoulder and your back. Now you're going to grab the lead line that's hanging in front of you and roll that portion of the net that was resting on your hand and wrist back into your lead throwing arm. You're ready to throw. You're going to pick out your target, shoulder to your target, swing back, and throw in a strong arcing motion, letting go with that hand that you threw with in front last.
Pick it up, give it a few shakes, pinch it about a third of the way down between your fingers and thumb, reach down and grab the bottom, doesn't matter where, just anywhere, give it a few shakes, put that piece under your thumb, reach down, grab the inside bottom, arm's length, hold it out, and toss. Just be sure to let it in, and in slow motion, pinch it 1/3 of the way down, grab it anywhere on the bottom, put that piece under your thumb, grab the inside bottom, hold it out at arm's length, and just toss it out. It's really just that.
Pointer finger. And you're going to do that all the way down to the horn. So stretch it out again, another coil, stretch it out again, lay it over. Lay it over the same way. It needs to go through your thumb and your pointer finger. So now I've got one half of
a half coil of rope, a half coil of the net thing. I'm just gonna lay the coil over my hand like that. You got your hand line